Is there anything more agonizing for a sports fan than watching their beloved team navigate the treacherous waters of contract negotiations, knowing that every single dollar, every single year on a deal could define the franchise's destiny for years to come? Does it not stir a profound sense of anxiety to witness a front office seemingly caught between a rock and a hard place, grappling with the immense pressure of retaining blossoming talent while simultaneously trying to maintain financial flexibility? For the loyal supporters of the Chicago Bulls, this isn't a hypothetical question. It's a stark, unsettling reality playing out right before their eyes as the team faces not one, but two monumental contract conundrums, with one looming larger and more menacing than the other. The brisk, often exhilarating whirlwind of NBA free agency has, for the most part, settled into a quiet hum. While some franchises made bold, game-changing moves, prying away key veterans and reshaping their rosters with aggressive intent, others chose a more cautious, almost stagnant path. The Chicago Bulls, unfortunately for their fervent fan base, firmly fall into the latter category. Their off-season activity has been remarkably subdued, marked by a singular understated move, the re-signing of Trey Jones, a solid but unspectacular guard acquired at the trade deadline, to a 3-year, $24 million contract. A sensible move, perhaps, but hardly the splash that ignites a fan base or signals a clear path forward. Yet, beneath this veneer of tranquility, a storm is brewing, and it threatens to engulf the Bulls' financial future. The most immediate tempest swirling around the United Center involves the contract standoff with restricted free agent Josh Giddey. The 22-year-old Australian, acquired in a high-profile trade that sent fan-favorite Alex Caruso to Oklahoma City, was heralded as a foundational piece, a unique playmaker with exceptional court vision and a burgeoning offensive game. The Bulls, by all accounts, view him as a vital part of their future, and Giddey, for his part, seems keen to remain in Chicago. However, the path to a long-term agreement has been anything but smooth. Negotiations have been rigorous, marked by a significant chasm between Giddey's asking price and the Bulls' offers, which are reportedly falling a substantial $8 to $10 million short of his desired annual figure. This isn't an isolated incident, it's a familiar narrative playing out across the league, particularly for restricted free agents. With limited cap space available across the NBA, the leverage in these discussions often heavily favors the team. Giddey, despite his talent and potential, finds himself in a precarious position, unable to command the kind of offer sheet from another team that would force Chicago's hand. The Bulls, holding all the cards, possess full control over the Aussie's immediate future. They could, if negotiations continue to stall, simply sign him to his 1-year, $11.1 million qualifying offer, effectively retaining him for another season while delaying a long-term commitment. This dispute, as it's been characterized by insiders like Joe Cowley of the Chicago Sun-Times, is less a bitter feud and more a strategic dance, a calculated negotiation tactic within the confines of the restricted free agency framework. Both sides want a deal, but the financial terms remain a significant hurdle. However, as vexing as the Giddey situation is, it pales in comparison to the financial leviathan lurking just beyond the horizon. For the Bulls, the true contract conundrum, the one that promises to unleash a far more dangerous and complex negotiation, involves another dynamic young guard, Coby White. White, who is slated to earn a modest $12.8 million in the final season of the 3-year, $36 million contract he inked in 2023, is currently operating on what can only be described as a bargain bin deal. To put it in perspective, his salary for the upcoming season is less than the league average of $13.9 million from the past year. This stark discrepancy between his current compensation and his escalating value is the ticking time bomb for the Bulls' front office. White's ascent has been nothing short of spectacular, a testament to his relentless work ethic and burgeoning talent. Since signing that seemingly team-friendly deal, he has not just met expectations, he has vastly exceeded them, transforming into a legitimate offensive force. In the 2023-24 season, he averaged an impressive 19.1 points per game, narrowly missing out on the NBA's Most Improved Player award, a recognition that would have been well-deserved. A year later, in the 2024-25 campaign, White took on even greater responsibility as a primary shot creator, elevating his scoring average to a career-high 20.4 points per game. His increased free throw and drive rates are not just statistical anomalies, they are clear indicators of his growing confidence, his improved ability to attack the rim, and his enhanced role within the Bulls' offense. At just 25 years old, Coby White is still far from reaching his prime. He possesses an explosive first step, a rapidly improving perimeter shot, and a growing understanding of how to orchestrate an NBA offense. He is, by all accounts, poised for an even bigger breakout campaign in the upcoming 2025-26 season, a realization that is undoubtedly shared by White himself and his representation. And this is where the true financial headache begins for the Bulls. According to NBA insider Jake Fisher, the whispers around the league are already growing louder, painting a daunting picture for Chicago's salary cap. There's already buzz of Coby White wanting even higher than that $30 million average annual figure that we keep talking about, Fisher reported, sending a shiver down the spines of Bulls management and fans alike. Consider the gravity of this situation. The Bulls have already balked at shelling out an annual figure of around $30 million for Josh Giddey, a player they control as a restricted free agent. Now, they are bracing themselves to deal with a potentially even more lucrative request from Coby White, a player who will be an unrestricted free agent come next offseason. This distinction is absolutely critical. While the Bulls have leverage with Giddey, they will have virtually none with White. As an unrestricted free agent, White will be free to sign with any team in the league, and if he continues his upward trajectory and delivers another stellar season, there will be no shortage of suitors willing to offer him a max or near-max contract. Chicago will be forced to match or exceed those offers or risk losing him for nothing. This is why White's forthcoming negotiation will elevate the term dispute to an entirely different level. The Giddey stalemate, while concerning, is a controlled skirmish within the confines of restricted free agency. The White negotiation, however, will be an all-out war for his services, a battle where the Bulls will be at a significant disadvantage if they haven't prepared adequately. White's bargain bin contract from 2 years ago, a deal that now looks like an absolute steal for Chicago, means he has more than earned the right to command top dollar. He has outperformed his current pact exponentially, and he knows it. The Bulls are surely bracing themselves to shell out an exorbitant contract, one that could indeed exceed $30 million per annum, especially if White once again exceeds expectations and fully embraces an alpha role next season. The stakes for the Chicago Bulls could not be higher. Navigating these two complex contract situations, particularly the looming unrestricted free agency of Coby White, will be the ultimate test for the front office. Their ability to retain these two vital young talents while simultaneously maintaining some semblance of cap flexibility to build a competitive roster around them will dictate the franchise's trajectory for the next half-decade. Will they be able to find a common ground with Giddey, securing his future without overcommitting? And more importantly, will they be willing and able to pay Coby White what he truly deserves? Even if it means venturing into uncharted financial territory for the franchise, the answers to these questions will not only shape the Bulls roster, but also define their identity as a team committed to building from within. The NBA is a league of constant motion, where the balance between talent and treasure is perpetually shifting. For the Chicago Bulls, the quiet offseason has merely been the calm before a contractual storm, one that promises to challenge their resolve and their financial acumen like never before. The Giddey situation is a current headache, but the Coby White conundrum is the impending migraine, a high-stakes negotiation that will truly test the mettle of this organization. How do you, the most dedicated fans in the league, feel about these looming financial battles? Are you confident the Bulls can secure both players, or do you foresee tough choices ahead? Let us know your thoughts and predictions in the comments below. And if you've been gripped by this deep dive into the Bulls' financial future, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more exclusive insights and passionate analysis that brings you closer to the heart of the game.